Let's
Why
talk
not?
about Ant-Man. We're
Okay.
talking
Let's talk
about
about Ant-Man. Is the Ant-Man really good? Because I saw a Rotten Tomato score. It would look bad.
The Rotten Tomato score is unfair.
Really?
To this movie, yes. Shipwreck, is the Rotten Tomato score unfair?
I mean, I don't know if it's unfair. I don't agree with it. It seems like this is at worst, middle of the road Marvel movie.
The audience doesn't agree either.
It's probably a good 7.75 out of 100. Maybe.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. So I don't know. I think this is the first one of, I don't know, a long string of Marvel movies where I'm like, oh, we're going somewhere. Like there's a bigger plan here that we're trying to get to. Like this isn't just a weird offshoot movie that doesn't really connect to anything. So I don't know. It's interesting that, I mean, it's doing well. It's underperforming, I guess, for a Marvel movie. And I'm sure they wish the reviews were better since this is really kicking off their next big, like, I don't know, phase of, I don't know this. I've lost track of what's in what phase. I just know that this is the first one. It's like, oh, okay, we have a big bad guy that we're going to use across multiple
This is phase
movies.
5, I believe. The first movie of phase 5.
Okay, so it is a beginning of a phase. Phase 4 was just like nothingness, right? It was just
nothing
wandering around and we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, the phase 4 was, I don't know, we had a plan and then COVID and this is what you get. Have some TV shows. Phase 5 is, here's Ant-Man and we're cutting half our TV shows. So, I mean, I could definitely see some of the criticism is... Well, I can't even speak. Some of the criticism is valid. I think that it's a big CGI world movie. If you don't like movies that don't have any real locations in them, then this isn't the movie for you. And I don't know if the movie suffers because of it. Maybe there should have been a mix. If anything, the previous 2 Ant-Man movies probably had more real locations than a lot of other, comparatively to other Marvel movies, taking place in San Francisco and using San Francisco as, locations as part of plot points. So taking them out of San Francisco so quickly and putting them into the quantum verse, and the quantum verse being this CGI world with all these, new and wacky characters, it was very Thor Ragnarok. But it wasn't as good as Thor Ragnarok. But there are a lot of similar beats. I'll say the jokes in Ant-Man Quantumania were better than the jokes than Thor Love and Thunder. But that's not saying much.
Because there's less cancer in that one, or no?
There is less cancer in this one,
yeah,
yes.
It takes a lot of the humor out of things, I find.
Yeah. I think that maybe if they had maybe cut down or even had a jump back and forth between here's something that's going on in the real world while this is happening in the quantum realm to kind of balance it, it could have worked a little bit better.
They needed something, and it was time for an Ant-Man movie, and they don't have that many characters yet left that people care about currently, right? So this is the character they went with to kick off this wave, and it was a much different movie than the other Ant-Man movies. I don't really have a problem with it. It's fine. I think
there should have been like some sort of B plot with the ex-con guys in San Francisco. Yeah,
they're busy. They're probably saving the world or something.
They should have been there. That's all.
That would have been difficult to get them in there. Unless they were, you'd have to. I feel like if you went that route, you'd have a 3-hour movie, and I didn't need a 3-hour movie.
I think they could have spent less time with quantum stuff. I think some of it was unnecessary. So I don't know, but that's just me. But I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
I got a colonoscopy yesterday, so I needed like a lot of shit to watch while I just sat on my couch for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched You People on Netflix. That's the Jonah Hill written and starred in film with Eddie Murphy.
How was that?
Very bad. Very bad. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's like, I was surprised to see that Jonah Hill wrote that. But obviously it was just like a cash cash grab. It's like really like the guy, like his character. This is how like dumb it is. His character is a professional podcaster. Okay, that's his character. But also, his character gets into situations where he cannot express himself verbally at all. In like situations that are not particularly crazy, like quitting a job, like resigning from, quitting a job, or just talking to, your future father-in-law, not being able to put words together that make sense. The guy is literally a fucking professional broadcaster, but also can't talk. That's a main part of the movie, which is never really explained why that's a thing. But and there's like a big Jewish part to it. He plays like a white Jewish guy marrying a black girl who's Eddie Murphy's daughter, who's Muslim. And all the Jewish jokes are bad. Everything is just bad. It's a good movie to watch on an airplane, I would say. It's a perfect type of movie for an airplane. Where like if you couldn't watch the last 20 minutes because the plane landed, you would be totally fine. It just killed the time. And when the pilot comes on to interrupt the movie, you'd be like, yeah, it's okay. I don't need to hear that part. So yeah, you could probably skip that one if you're not on an airplane.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Black Adam would also be a good airplane movie.
I watched that.
I know you did.
I
Not
finally
on
got
an
around to
airplane.
watching Black Adam.
That movie's so bad.
Why is everything in the DC universe gold? Why does everything have a gold sheen to it?
Chinese people like it. Good luck.
Is that it?
I was just joking.
It's just
but
so
could be.
distracting.
Sounds
to me.
plausible.
Sounds
It's just so
plausible.
distracting. Like everything is just like kind of like gold dusted throughout. Like every scene has like a gold hue to it. I don't know. It's fine. Black Adam's
Good amount of skateboarding. Just a perfect sprinkling of skateboarding throughout the film.
Of skateboarding 5 feet at a time.
And, Black Adam gets to know that they're mining the space rocks because they shoot a missile at him that says the name of the space rock on the side of the missile.
And maybe it hurts him, but not
Maybe.
too bad.
And he's like, oh my God, I can't believe they still have eubatanium in this here, because it says it right here on the side of this missile that I caught with my hands for no other reason than for me to read this word and then throw it away.
I
That
felt
movie
have it
would have been a
never
half
come up
hour
again.
shorter without all the slow-mo scenes too.
or the skateboarding scenes. Totally
Or-
a half hour. I couldn't believe I never saw the end of the movie because I paused it at one point and it said there was still a half an hour left, and I said that can't be right, and something must be wrong.
And
This movie's over already.
It didn't even need the Justice Society.
Well, I
They
like
were-
seeing
they
that
were
guy. I like that. That was the highlight of the movie for me. Was Dr. Fate. That was cool. That was like a good
Yeah, sure,
representation of him.
Dr. Fate is cool,
Right.
but he didn't need to be there.
No, but I feel like he brought something. None of the other characters were really interesting, I felt. I like just the concept of Dr. Fate in general, I guess.
Yeah,
and
sure.
certainly Timothy Dalton is a delight, always.
You didn't like Wind Girl?
No.
You mean Pierce Brosnan?
Whatever, they're the same person. If they've ever been in the same room together, you can't prove that at all.
I don't know. I mean, it was there. I watched it because I'm like, oh
You were on an airplane.
no,
Oh.
I was just sitting here and I was looking at the movies that I hadn't watched, and I'm like, oh, there's all these DC movies that I feel like I need to at least experience. And every time I'm like, I don't know why I did that again.
You can stop. You can always stop and not watch to the end. In fact, I feel like that says something about your character when you do that.
Good or bad?
I don't know. I'm not saying. But also, someone brought up Airplane in the chat, and I made Ty watch Airplane over the break, and we watched it and enjoyed it. He couldn't, the whole time, he was like, what the fuck is this? He's like, what is happening? But he liked it.
Good.
I don't need to explain Airplane, people.
Hmm.
What else?
And I watched Lyle Lyle Crocodile.
Is that a
on
cartoon?
Amazon. It's a
Live
live action animated.
Oh, the old Lyle Lyle Crocodile.
Yeah.
I know that.
Lyle Lyle Crocodile. They made him. I don't remember this from the books, but he can't talk, but he can sing.
I don't like that.
I literally have no idea.
I don't like that.
Yeah, so it's a musical, which it's not bad for a kids film. Like, you're not going to want to watch it.
Yeah, I know.
I can tell that, but as far as it could be much worse, it could have been much worse than what it was. So great job,
I'm not watching.
Lala Crocodile people.
Right. What else?
I watched a lot of stuff. I saw that they put a live concert of The Weeknd up on HBO.
Okay.
And so I'm like, oh, okay. I like The Weeknd's music.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody likes The Weeknd's
I do,
music,
a
right?
lot.
Right. So I'm like, he's kind of a offbeat dude. Let me see like what a full concert experience is like.
Right.
And it's in SoFi Stadium, like where the LA Rams play and everything.
Yeah.
So it's it's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
It's visually appealing. I think you would enjoy it, Cheapy. You might want to fast
4K?
forward through some of it.
4K or no?
I don't remember.
All right.
But it's that hour and a half long. It's
okay, I'll check that out.
Like you would think like he does, like he's not constantly dancing, but he does a lot of dancing. He's moving around, like he's walking this whole like football field, like size. Like you'd think this guy would just be like out of breath and just like super sweaty and just like
they're athletes. These guys, they constantly performing. It's
amazing that he could just like it's just him like singing the whole time too, right? Like it's not like there's dancers, but
right. Everyone's looking at one guy for the whole time. He has to be
just
doing
one
something.
time, and he's just like, he's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
but
I was listening to Howard today, and Kiss were on there. I don't remember which. I don't know who was talking, but one of the guys was saying he's had like so many parts replaced because just from like running around on stage for 50 years, and all of his doctors are sports medicine doctors because he has basically what are sports injuries.
That makes sense.
Yep. What about on the TV side?
I watched on Netflix. I may be pronouncing it wrong. Cunk on Earth.
It's pronounced cunt, I believe.
No, Cunk. Have you watched any of that? Because I think it's right up your alley, Cheapy. It's very funny.
I saw a little clip of it, and it did seem funny.
It is very funny. It's like a fake documentary. They've done a handful of them. I know she's done a bunch for the BBC. It's a British show. I watched clips of some of the older ones, but this is, I think, the first one that's being shown in the US, at least on Netflix. And she talks to real experts about world history, but she's sort of, says goofy. Funny things. She's goofy and says funny things. And it's really funny.
It's basically, really from what I saw, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, it's basically like Borat or Ali G.
Nope, I was going to say that to you.
But not as ridiculous because she's not in a costume or she's just being a little goofy.
Yeah.
She's like 50, like a turn Ali G or Borat turned down like 70% maybe.
Yeah, like a toned down Borat, but still very clever.
Okay. I would watch that. Yeah.
Yeah. And like an episodes are only like 20 minutes long and there's only 5 of them.
Right.
So I think you could like pop it out and you would laugh. Yeah. And I think I think you would actually really like it.
Okay. I'm going to watch that with Mrs. Cheapy. I think I can convince her.
I think she might like that too. Yeah. I think it's a good show for you guys to watch. I highly recommend it.
Because as I mentioned before, I had a colonoscopy and I had to sit around and watch it. And I only wanted to watch like nonsense. So I watched this show, Perfect Match, which is like a reality show. By the way, have you guys had a colonoscopy before? How old are you, Wombat?
No.
45.
That's time.
I know.
45, they say you have to do it when you're 45 now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that entails?
Sticking a tube in my anus.
But do you know what it entails before that?
Drinking something that makes me shit all day.
Oh my God, dude. They give you like this jug. It's like 128 ounces or some ridiculous thing. Like the jug that like almost doesn't fit in your refrigerator. And it has this powder in it and you mix it up together and you got to drink. They tell you to drink half of it like the night before and then half of it 6 hours before, before the surgery, before the procedure. And in my case, that was at 4 a.m. So like set your alarm for 4 a.m. and basically it tastes like Drano with like a splash of lime in it. And I couldn't even like drink a fraction of it. But luckily, like you get to the point where you're literally pissing out your ass. Like it's not like any shit you've ever taken before or any diarrhea that you've had. It's imagine like just somehow your things got mixed up and now you're pissing out your ass. Like the tube inside you got mixed up. That's what it's like. But I was lucky in that I was able to clear my colon out without having to drink. I couldn't get it down. It was making me gag. But anyway, what really helped.
Can't I just poop in a box and bail it somewhere?
I saw that SNL thing. Well, I didn't see it, but I saw that it exists. And that does exist.
I mean, I know the product.
It's not as effective. It's not as effective as this.
I know,
the actual procedure is very easy because they put you to sleep with an IV. And I this time I told them I'm going to be watching. I think you should leave while you put this IV in me. And they were very nice about that. So there are no problems there. You're just asleep while they do their thing. But afterwards, you're a little groggy and they don't even let you drive yourself home. You got to be picked up. So I was looking for nonsense to watch and I came across this show, Perfect Match on Netflix, which I don't really watch too many of these shows, but it's like, remember this Korean one I watched? It's like the opposite of that because it's all sexed up. The concept is every night you have to couple up with somebody and the people who don't get coupled up go home. So, and everybody's super hot and making out all the time. Like one of the events was everybody has to kiss everybody blindfolded and with like headphones on and then rate the kiss. And then, they present the scores and the people who have the highest scores win the round. Anyway, and all the contestants on it are people from their previous Netflix dating shows, which I've never watched. Like if you've watched, I don't know, they have a lot apparently. They probably have apparently a lot of reality shows on Netflix because they're all on different ones. But it's very good. I talk to the screen. I highly recommend Perfect Match. It's really, it's horny. It's super horny. And all the women are wearing thong bathing suits and they're just making out with each other and the sex, it's interesting.
Okay, then. I'll take your word for it.
I would recommend it. I think Mrs. Wombat would enjoy it. Does she like that? Does she like sexy shows?
No, not really.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think Mrs. Chippy would like it either.
Yeah. She does like watching Tournament of Champions season 4 with me.
What is that?
That is the Guy Fieri Food Network super cooking competition where they do a bracket like March Madness and they have the best chefs in the country. And it's really interesting and it's really exciting. And Chibi, I know you don't like cooking shows and I wouldn't tell you to watch any other ones.
Right.
But I actually think you would really like this one.
What's it on?
It's on Food Network, which means it'll probably be on HBO Max.
Oh.
And it's really, the tension and the drama in cooking of watching these people who are really at the top of their game. They're not like, you could see the skill in what they're doing and you know that they're not fucking around. These are really good chefs.
It's not bullshit is what you're saying.
It's not bullshit. The competition is real. They really want to win. And the last episode was very dramatic. The most recent episode, my wife was in tears at the end of it.
Oh my God.
Like literally tears streaming down her face. She couldn't believe what happened. That's how we got
Somebody
into
cut off one of their own fingers while Julian.
No, it's just because the competition is really, it's just two people cooking, but the competition is just so intense and the skill level is so high.
You sure she wasn't just hungry?
No, we had
really hungry.
We had just eaten. I know she was good.
Okay.
So yeah, no, but again, I wouldn't tell you to watch other shows because I'm not,
I
I'm better than that.
Right.
But I think if you were
recommendations,
I'm saving my recommendations.
Okay.
I'm gonna say if you watch, this is the one. It would be Tournament of Champions.
Okay. Duly noted. I will look for it on HBO Max.
Yeah, I feel like it should come there at some point.
Perfect Match, though. I'm telling you.
I think I'll stick with my cookers.
It's good. Good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in 4K. Very well produced.
Right.
They zoom right in. They make no bones. Like if the woman is wearing a bikini, like there's going to be a very tight shot of the bikini. You're going to see it in 4K glory. You're going to see everything. It's very good. And apparently there's nudity in it because there's the nudity warning on top. I'm still waiting for the nudity, but hopefully soon. And some of the people are very unhinged. Do you like watching completely unhinged people?
No, not really.
One of the women, her name is Carousel.
Okay.
Okay.
with a K.
Oh,
Yeah, and she did make a comment, something like everybody gets to go for a ride or something like that.
Everyone gets a turn.
A ride, I think, on the carousel,
Okay.
like sex.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, like penis and vagina.
I wait. No, can you wait?
Hot dog donut.
Like is that how you're supposed to do it?
Hot dog donut. Anyway, perfect match.
Gotcha.